Thought we'd start off the show with a dissection of an article that's been in the news for the last couple of days. We talked about it a little bit a couple of days ago. And that's the story that supposedly links nutritional supplements to cancer. You've probably seen the headlines. Supplements cause cancer, supplements linked to cancer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, for those of you listening to this program, you can probably assume that this is more mainstream media, medical baloney, vitamin bashing nonsense. But unfortunately, a lot of folks who aren't nutritionally savvy, like our Dead Doctors Don't Lie listeners, might be scared off from nutritional supplementation. And this is very unfortunate, maybe even tragic. And really nasty and irresponsible for the media to be taking what at the end of the day is just observations and opinions, certainly not science, and then to turn it into incendiary headlines and crazy stories. So some doctor from Colorado goes through hundreds, maybe thousands of different studies on vitamins and supplements that have been published over the last 20 or 30 years. None of them actual chemistry. These studies are all based on interviews. There's no chemistry going on here. There's no nutritional science going on here. It's all based on interviews with people about their supplements and dietary habits. And then this doctor picks a couple, he picks 12 of the studies. No one knows why he picked 12 studies, by the way, but he just picks 12 studies, or how he came up with these particular 12 studies. And he noticed from these 12 studies that when people take something called beta-carotene, they seem to have slightly higher rates of cancer. Of course, beta-carotene is not an essential nutrient, and you don't want to take beta-carotene without taking an entirely well-rounded nutritional supplement program. In any case, this guy looks at the interview results on beta-carotene. He says, oh, okay, if people take more beta-carotene, well, they seem to have a little more cancer. Then he does the same thing with vitamin E, and he does the same thing with selenium. He does the same thing with folic acid. No mention is made of the kind of vitamin E he's using. There's 8 different types of vitamin E. No mention is made of what type of selenium he's using, or, for that matter, the folic acid. And then from this guy, Dr. Thomas Ryan, has the unbelievable nerve, really makes me mad here, to conclude from his results of these 12 studies that he cherry-picked himself to say this, quote, there's enough evidence along these lines that we should consider better regulation of these nutritional supplements, unquote. And then he ominously and threateningly says there's probably a safety issue. No, there's not a safety issue. Nutritional supplements are about as safe as it gets, unlike prescription drug alternatives, Dr. Thomas Ryan. Do we really need to scare people enough so that the government, via doctors, can add some more regulation to our already shrinking rights and liberties and what we can do and what we can't do with our bodies and our health? No, we don't need it. We don't need your opinions, Dr. Ryan. Keep them to yourself. They're not important. There's no safety issue here, folks. Nutritional supplements are as safe as it gets. And what the medical model is doing here is mean-spirited. It's not fair. There's 150 million Americans using nutritional supplements, maybe more. And many of them get off their prescription drugs, lose weight. I've talked to them. I've seen them. Nutritional supplement program that Dr. Wallach created. People get off their prescription drugs, lose weight, drop cholesterol, blood pressure drops, blood sugar drops, and they just plain old feel better when they start the Healthy Start Pack, when they get on a solid, well-rounded nutritional supplement program that's represented by the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Ultimate EFAs and the Beyond OsteoFX, the Healthy Start Pack. And how much toxicity or adverse reactions are associated with nutritional supplements? 150 million people are using these, folks. How much toxicity do we have? How much morbidity do we have? Death do we have? None. Zero. Zip. Nada. There's never been a scientific study that showed anything different. That's why Dr. Ryan and his doctor friends have to reach around and cherry pick non-scientifically rigorous interview type research, and then create some convoluted link to cancer, which is, by the way, caused by burdens and by stress, including sugar, including nutritional deficiency, including oxygen deficits, and including prescription drugs, which presumably Dr. Thomas Ryan writes for. Cancer is a long-term health challenge, and you can't say it's caused by nutritional supplements. That's idiotic. Now, in fairness, Dr. Ryan didn't say this. This is what the mainstream press is reporting, but it's not true either way. Using nutrition, which includes diet and supplements, is about honoring the body. It's about honoring the divine force, which has created a system that uses vitamins, minerals, essential fats, amino acids, what we call the mighty 90 to stay healthy and strong and vigorous. Avoiding drugs and using nutrition to stay healthy. Avoiding doctors and using dietary, nutritional, and lifestyle strategies to stay healthy and strong, or to get healthy and strong, is about honoring the greatness of being a human being, the greatness of the human body. I believe we can heal from anything. at least potentially. Even cancer, the emperor of all maladies, as it has been called, can reverse itself when the body is restored to health. There's plenty of records of spontaneous, unexplained, supposedly unexplained remissions from cancer and other terminal conditions. According to an article published in the journal Cancer Immunology and Immunotherapy in 2001, this was June of 2001, 1 out of every 100,000 cases of cancer remits on its own spontaneously. If one person can do it, we can all do it. And that's the great gift of the human body. It's a healing and regenerating system, but it needs raw materials to do its work. The raw materials we call nutrition and nutritional supplementation. If you're interested in learning more about how nutritional supplementation can change your life, check out my blog, criticalhealthnews.com or pharmacistben.com. And if you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs today, we can help you. Our number on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552, toll free. We do have lines open for you. We want to hear from you. We'll take a break and come back with more good health information on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program right after this.
Numerous studies have shown the link between the intake of antioxidants and disease prevention. Foods and supplements are measured in an ORAC scale. ORAC is an acronym for Oxygen Radical Absorption Capacity. In other words, the ability to remove disease-causing free radicals from the human body. Longevity's Cell Shield RTQ has an ORAC value of 15,800 points per serving. Cell Shield RTQ contains resveratrol, known as an anti-aging compound. Turmeric, known for promoting healthy digestion, brain function, immune system, and cellular longevity. Quercetin, a flavonoid, is known for promoting healthy blood sugar metabolism and healthy lung and cardiovascular function. Remove free radicals from your body with Cell Shield RTQ from Longevity. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
I'll be sitting in for the next 45 minutes or so, as I always do, with my good friend and colleague, Doug Winfrey. Nice to talk to you again, Douglas.
It was good to have you on twice this week. That's good.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I got a Fox News story here, headline, Common Asthma Steroids Linked to Side Effects in Adrenal Glands. Say after stopping steroids commonly prescribed for asthma and allergies, a significant number of people experience signs of malfunctioning adrenal glands. According to this European study, they say adrenal insufficiency can be dangerous, especially if the person's body has to cope with stress like surgery, injury, or serious illness. This all was published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, and the study comes out of the University of Denmark. Lead author here is a Dr. Olaf Dekkers, an endocrinologist at Aarhus University in Denmark. He's quoted as saying, the takeaway message of the study is that in corticosteroid use, there is a substantial risk of adrenal insufficiency. And it says patients should be aware of the risk and be informed about the potential symptoms. The symptoms include fatigue, dizziness, weight loss, and salt cravings.
I was about to say, that's the best way to take care of that's the take-home message from me, Douglas, is make sure you get your minerals and make sure you're drinking your salt water. That's one of the plant-derived minerals, and I also like salt water too. Between plant-derived minerals and salt water, it's simple old salt water. And by the way, plant-derived minerals are simple too. They're just extracted from humic shale, from good earth, if you will, volcanic and wonderful soil. It's the best way to take care of your adrenal glands. In addition to reducing the amount of sugar that you eat, getting more protein, making sure you're on the mighty 90 essential nutrients. If you're dealing with adrenal fatigue, if you're dealing with adrenal toxicity from nasty prednisone or steroid drugs, get yourself on the plant-derived minerals. STAT, that's pharmacy talk for right away. And also Celtic sea salt in water. Make sure you're salting your food liberally. Isn't that crazy that we hear all the time not to use salt, although it is changing a little bit? Yeah,
there was a study that new guidelines released just probably about a month or two ago about they're saying, maybe we shouldn't have people limit themselves to 1,500 milligrams. Maybe you could take as much as 2,300 a day.
Oh, thank
Interestingly enough, when I was 18 years old, my father had a heart attack at the age of 46. And it was common in those days to put anyone with any kind of heart condition on a low-salt diet. So thinking that she was doing the right thing, my mother put our entire family on a low-salt diet, and I continued to eat that way well into my late 30s. And then when I came across Dr. Wallach, and he was, saying salt your food to taste because your body uses, the sodium to make sodium chloride, which is your stomach acid, which helps you digest your food. Well, starting about in my 20s, early 20s, I had all kinds of digestive problems. I had acid reflux, and for years I had to sleep with, propped up on pillows, or I'd wake up in the middle of the night with reflux and heartburn.
Need some chloride.
And as soon as I started salting my food to taste and not trying to restrict salt, and I started adding some minerals to my diet as well, guess what? Problem went away, and that was close to 20 years ago, and I haven't had a problem since.
I'm telling you.
It's insane.
Isn't it insane?
The medical model, they throw this stuff out there. It's like the whole thing. I don't know if you've ever heard Doc tell the story about, how Crisco came into being.
I love that
Procter
story.
& Gamble bought it from some Germans, and then they
Candle
were
makers.
They were going to make soap out of it, and it didn't work out. So then they decided to put it on use it to cook with. So they hired the guy that was the president of the American Heart Association, gave him $1.7 million, and that was in the 1920s, which is a ton of money back then.
Right.
To go around with an ad campaign saying that butter's bad, Crisco good.
Right.
And
what about all the people who died of heart disease because of right?
It's Procter & Gamble's fault, in my opinion.
I'm telling you. Well, that's not one of the things we forget about when we talk about these concepts and these ideas and these theories and the biochemistry, is that the other end of a biochemical recommendation is a human being. And it's a human being whose life is at stake for taking this kind of advice. And that's really what the medical model has to be held accountable for, in my humble opinion. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today. We'll take your phone calls here in a little bit. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. We'll take a break and come back with more good health information right after this. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie radio program on the ZBS Radio Network.
In recent years, several studies have discovered the healthy benefits of drinking coffee. Longevity has now taken it a step further with an entire product line of healthy coffees from Longevity's JavaFit line of top-shelf gourmet coffees. All JavaFit coffees are made from 100% premium, hand-selected Arabica coffee beans grown in the finest regions of Latin America, carefully roasted, creating a delicious, rich, full-bodied flavor. If you're interested in a smooth, delicious coffee but have concerns about caffeine, JavaFit offers our great original roast in a decaf, using the Royal Selected Water Decaf process filtered through charcoal, resulting in a 99.9% caffeine-free and 100% chemical-free, full-bodied gourmet coffee. Contact your local FDI Longevity distributor to get Javalution coffees. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
If you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or the metabolic syndrome, and you're tired of seeing your blood glucose levels rise and fall like a ship on the ocean, but you don't want to take those drugs the rest of your life, Longevity has an alternative. A product called Sweeties has been developed just for you. Used as part of your regular diet, Sweeties helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels, a formulation specially designed to nutritionally assist your body with the regulation of your blood sugar level. Sweeties supports healthy glucose metabolism because it's fortified with aspartic acid, chromium, and vanadium, all to help you promote healthy blood sugar levels. If you want to get off those drugs and control your blood sugar metabolism naturally, try Longevity's Sweeties product. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Longevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about health care. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join the Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
Doug, I thought it was interesting, that article I talked about at the beginning of the program, the hit piece, the vitamin bashing hit piece.
Yeah.
Right next to it, I get these reports, these news stories and journal reports every day on the latest studies that came out and blah, blah, blah. And that was one that came out. But right next to it, I got another one on the importance of vitamin E and vitamin E deficiency as it's associated with brain health issues and with liver health issues. Here it is. Mechanism outlined by which inadequate vitamin E can cause brain damage. This came right after the study ripping vitamin E. This is the nonsense that's associated with vitamin
Dr.
bashing.
Ryan, wasn't he saying that vitamin E was linked to some sort of cancer?
No, he wasn't. He didn't really say any of that stuff. The media followed up by saying that stuff. He said there should be some concern, which I don't agree with. And then he had the nerve to say there should be regulation. That's where I really get ticked off. Because when they say regulation, I think SWAT teams. When they raid a naturopath or a chiropractor's office or somebody who's selling stevia or something that the FDA doesn't like, they come in with guns. The FDA comes in with guns and the SWAT team and the whole bit.
Has that ever happened at your lab?
No, it hasn't happened to mine, but I remember there was a whole stevia thing a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember this. It was like 2000 or something. Remember when stevia? Remember you couldn't get stevia?
Yeah,
you weren't allowed to say anything.
They thought it was a cancer causer.
Right. Like NutraSweet's not, right?
And isn't it made from bananas or something like that?
No, it's made from an herb, the stevia plant. You can actually pick the stevia leaf. It grows off the ground, usually in Central America, I believe, although I think in the southern part of the United States it grows too. You just pick it off out of the ground, and you can chew on it, and it tastes like sugar. It's not sugar. It's actually a sugar-like substance, a glycoside they call it.
So you just throw some of those leaves in with your cornflakes?
With your tea, you got to dissolve it a little bit. But yeah, theoretically, with your cornflakes, if you warm your milk up. But I remember when some guy had a cookbook, actually, is what he had, a stevia cookbook. FDA came in, guns a-blazing, man. And they burnt the books. Where else do you hear about a government burning books? Nazi Germany?
Yeah, the Nazis did some book burning back in the day.
Right, exactly.
We have had a history of book burning in this country, though, at times.
Have we?
Oh, yeah.
What, like in the Scopes monkey trial kind of thing? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, way back in the day, they burned books that, they thought were touting witchcraft and that kind of stuff.
Is that right? Why would anybody want to deprive us of information? That's really what you're talking about here. Keeping information to yourself. And that's really what the medical model is about, too, by the way. The medical model hates the internet. Your doctor probably hates the internet, or if you go in and you ask him about stuff that you heard on the internet.
I have seen stories online about doctors that are upset because their patients come in armed with all this information that they got off the internet, and yeah, they get angry about that. One story that I saw, they were quoting patients, and the patients said that the doctor threw them out and told them never to come back because they were asking questions.
They were asking too many questions.
Exactly.
When I graduated,
informed questions.
When I graduated pharmacy school, you weren't allowed to tell the patient anything about his medicine unless the doctor told you could.
Really?
Yeah. Now it only lasted for a year. It was for a long time. It was like that. It only lasted for a year after I graduated, but I was immediately concerned, I'll tell you. And I've gotten in a lot of trouble because I used to tell people all the time. I would tell people not only about their medicines, I would tell them about the toxicity, and then I'd send them over to the vitamin aisle to get their vitamin C and probiotics. Needless to say, Kmart was not very fond of me for that.
Well, the one that always gets me is that they always, when there's a problem with a given drug, then the FDA puts out a black box warning. Problem is, the patient never sees the black box warning.
The doctor doesn't even see it.
The pharmacist doesn't pass that part along.
No, the doctor doesn't even see the black box warning. Who gets the black box warning? The drugstore, and they don't have any say in what the patient is going to get. Craziness. Did you guys? Did you see that letter from Dr. Oz? By the way, have you talked about Dr. Oz?
No, I haven't read that yet.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting one too. We'll talk about that when we come back from our break, and take your phone calls as well. If you're on hold, hang tight. And if you're not on hold and you want to reach out to us, we do have lines open for you at 831-685-1080 or toll free 888-379-2552.
independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. bidbit.co.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
If you constantly feel run down and tired, your pH level might be low and your body could be full of toxins. If what you drink is not at a pH level of 8 or higher, you are inviting bacteria and acid to thrive in your body. But there is something you can do. Simply add 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops to your water to help your body rid itself of acidic waste, increase oxygen, and raise your pH balance to optimum levels. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals in the world, alkalizing the water you drink, ridding your body of acidic waste and toxins, and helping you regain energy and vibrant health. And studies show viruses, bacteria, and toxins cannot survive in an alkaline, high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops at alkavision.com. That's ALKA vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
I want to just mention a couple things. That article I was talking about vitamin E. Inadequate vitamin E can cause brain damage. This is from the Journal of Lipid Research. Researchers at Oregon State University have discovered how vitamin E deficiency can cause neurological damage. If you're dealing with brain health issues, Alzheimer's disease, forgetfulness, dementias, Parkinson's disease, Bell's palsy, any kind of movement disorders, you really want to think about making sure you're getting enough vitamin E. And also essential fatty acids, of course. Your ultimate EFAs is going to get you some vitamin E, and it'll also get you your EFAs, your essential fatty acids. So incredibly important for the health of the brain, the nervous system, and the skin, and also for hormone health. They're part of the Healthy Start Pack, and you'll get your entire Mighty 90 essential nutrients there as well. And then I just wanted to touch on this real quick, Doug, about Dr. Oz blasting the writers of a letter that 10 doctors, I guess, wrote a letter, 10 physicians wrote a letter saying that he had disdain for evidence-based medicine. Doctors love evidence-based medicine. Now, I don't know where they get the evidence from, but that's a whole other story. Anyway, these guys, one of these 10 physicians, want him kicked off of the Columbia University, kicked out of Columbia University entirely. He's a professor of surgery over there. And then Dr. Oz fights back. I'm not a big fan of Dr. Oz. He still strikes me as being an MD. But isn't it interesting how somebody just strays from the fold just a tiny little bit? What happens? He didn't mess around, man. 10 doctors trying to get him to be silenced, and he's not even that. Well, he's not even that out of the box.
It's like that doctor way back when that was the one who noticed that when infant deaths were really high in this country, And he noticed that the surgeons were going from, cutting on somebody's leg and then going and delivering a baby, and they didn't even wash their hands.
Semmelweis.
Semmelweis, and they turned on him and said he was crazy and put him in an insane asylum.
Right.
And then
he died there.
Then he supposedly killed himself.
Right.
By hanging himself.
Because he had the nerve to say doctors should wash their hands after they do autopsies and before they deliver a baby.
Yeah.
He noticed that, a third or two-thirds or some crazy amount of these women were dying. And he said, well, maybe you should wash your hands. Oh, that's silly, Semmelweis. That's quackery. Wash your hands. Anyway, mindfulness, here's another good one. This is the last one, and then we'll take your phone calls. Mindfulness-based therapy could offer alternative to antidepressants for preventing depression relapse. I love this story, and I love this idea that we can use our minds, that we can use mental strategies. You know what one of the dirty little secrets, or the gorilla in the 500-pound gorilla in the living room of the drug model is, the pharmacomedical model is? It's called the placebo effect. You ever hear this thing, Doug? The placebo effect, right? Where a sugar pill will work exactly as well as a prescription drug. In fact, they have to do these things called double-blind studies where nobody knows, the guy giving you the medicine and the guy taking the medicine, nobody knows whether it's a fake drug or a real drug, because if the person dispensing the placebo knows it's placebo, just him knowing is going to affect the results. And that's called the power of the mind. And ultimately, when we boil everything down, there's so much power in our thoughts and in our beliefs and in our emotions and in our feelings. And of course, that has nothing to do with the medical model. They're ours. Control your thoughts, control your feelings, get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program, eat correctly, make sure you're deep breathing. I didn't say medicine there anywhere. And every one of your chronic degenerative diseases will immediately begin to reverse, because that's God's way. That's the way of the human body. That's the biological way, not the medical way. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number, 888-379-2552, toll free. Let's hit the phones. Who's first on the line, Douglas?
All right, let's head to Michigan. And Leslie, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Leslie.
Hi.
What's up?
I am having fibromyalgia symptoms.
Okay.
And I've also suffered from headaches that come on a cycle every couple weeks.
Well, how do you like that? Do you know most people who get fibromyalgia are women? That's because there's a woman's hormone. It's actually, everybody makes this hormone, but women make more of it. And it's linked to stress, it's linked to migraine headaches, it's linked to autoimmunity, and it's also linked to fibromyalgia. Hang tight, I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552, toll free. Got lines open for you.
You've listened to physician and veterinarian Dr. Joel Wallach help many people on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie talk radio program. You've also heard hundreds of people tell how Dr. Wallach and longevity products have changed their lives. If you're now convinced that Dr. Wallach is onto something and want to try longevity's premium quality products for yourself, we can connect you with a distributor that serves your local area. Simply call our special helpline voicemail at 313-444-3463. Again, that number is 313-444-3463. Call right now and leave your name, telephone number, or email address, and we will see to it that the right person contacts you shortly. Remember the phone number. Again, it's 313-444-3463. Again, that number is 313-444-3463. Call now to change your life. That's 313-444-3463.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
All right, we're back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, talking to Leslie. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
All right, fibromyalgia. You said something else after the fibromyalgia. What was that?
The headaches.
Headaches,
I
right.
got the headaches years ago.
Are they migraines?
They're tension headaches, and
Okay.
they last for 2 to 3 days, and they go into my body the last day.
Okay, that sounds like a migraine headache. How can I ask you approximately? Not exactly, but approximately how old are you?
49.
Okay, so here's what you want to do. You want to start focusing on the female hormone estrogen, and there's lots of things. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of stuff, okay? First of all, you want to be on the Healthy Start Pack. Start right away. Get it today. Then you want the Biolumin Nightly Essence, probiotics. The good bacteria that live in the gut are responsible for processing the female hormone estrogen that is related to your migraines and to your fibromyalgia. A lot of folks who have fibromyalgia also have digestive health issues, so you need to correct those. They're probably there. You may not know them, but they're probably there. That means doing a food diary, keeping track of all your foods and how your body responds to those foods, and then eliminating foods as you find that they're problematic. So you got your Biolumin Nightly Essence, your Healthy Start Pack, and a food diary, and eliminate problem foods. You want to make sure you're taking 9 Ultimate EFAs, 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 3 at night. If it was me, I'd be using the Ultimate Enzymes with your Ultimate EFAs to help you process and digest those essential fatty acids those in your Ultimate EFAs, and then throw in some Fucoid Z, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. The less you eat, by the way, the more relief you're going to get from your fibromyalgia and your headaches. So if you can fast a couple of days a week, or even 1 day a week, or even 1 day a month, you'll notice that the day after you're fasting and at the end of your fasting day that you're starting to feel better. There's a major, major, major connection between not processing your fatty foods, your foods in general, but especially your fatty foods, and fibromyalgia and migraine headaches. Your Ultimate Enzymes will help you digest. Your probiotics, your good bacteria, your Biolumin Nightly Essence will help you digest your foods. Same with the Z-Radical or the Fucoid Z. But even just not eating foods for a day can make a huge, huge difference. If you want to do one last thing, get yourself on the Amasai from Jordan Rubin products, and the Swear V as well, and sip on that Swear V throughout the day, in addition to your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Hope we helped you, Leslie, and God bless you. Thank you so much for your call. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number, 888-379-2552, toll free. One last thing for Leslie, magnesium is also important, so make sure you're using your OsteoMag or your Beyond OsteoFX product, and I would double the dose. Magnesium can be very helpful for both migraines and fibromyalgia. Okay, who's next on the line, Douglas?
All right, let's head to your neck of the woods, Colorado. And Lori, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Lori.
Hi.
Speak up.
I have a friend whose daughter has Turner's syndrome.
Okay.
She's 4 years old.
That's a bummer. Was she born premature or anything?
Yes.
She was. How preemie was she?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. So for the listeners, Turner's syndrome is a genetic issue that affects the development of little baby girls. So there's a lot of things you're going to want to do. She's born that way with a chromosomal damage. So there's certain things that you can do. And by the way, Turner syndrome is not all that uncommon, even though a lot of folks haven't heard of it. It's not all that uncommon. Most important consideration is going to be, number one, the digestive system. No surprise there. So if she has any foods that she reacts to, and dairy could be a big problem for her, also grains, but dairy is usually involved. You want to eliminate those foods. Now, she absolutely positively loves dairy, but she can't handle it. Try fermented dairy, yogurt or kefir or any of the Jordan Rubin products, and that'll get her some of the important stuff that's in dairy. And dairy does have some value to it, but it'll get it to her in a probiotic or fermented rich fashion. So Amasai, Swear V, even the cheese might help. Wean her off of the dairy and off of the milk. Make sure she's using the Healthy Start Pack, sipping slowly on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And if she has any digestive food reactions or food intolerances, those foods need to be monitored and they need to be eliminated. And then last but not least, I would be putting on either the root beer belly, or if she can take pills, the Nightly Essence, the Biolumin Nightly Essence. And if you want to do one last thing, have her sip on a little bit, maybe a capful or so of the Z-Radical. She'll love the taste of it, and she'll get the Fucoidin. And Fucoidin is good for everything. It's about as close to a panacea as you're going to find in the world of food and the world of nutrition. And good luck with everything. That's that's a bummer for the kid and for the family, Turner syndrome. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Let's see if we can get one more in before our break, Douglas.
All right, let's head to Los Angeles, California. And David, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, David.
Hi, Pharmacist Ben. How you doing?
Doing good. What's up?
I've had a cyst in my left wrist for about 8 to 10 years now. I've tried stabbing it, draining it. My fiance's a nurse. Even tried cutting it with a scalpel, and this thing
keeps coming back.
It's a rock hard. It's not even like a gel. It's pretty hard at this point.
Okay. It's on the outside on the skin, I take it, right?
It's near my thumb on the back of my hand. You know, the thumb side on the left hand.
Painful at all?
Yeah, it sits on my nerve. When it starts going, my nerve gets very painful.
That's a classic sign of inflammation. Cells aren't growing the way they should. Whenever you have cysts or skin tags or fibroids or even blemishes or pimples, psoriatic plaques, you're dealing with inflammation, which tells me that something is getting into your body that your body doesn't like. And that usually means food. Unless you're an IV drug user and you don't sound like one, you're pretty much talking about food, something getting into the blood through the digestive tract, through the digestive system, that your body is responding to in an inflammatory or in a defensive fashion. So you got to figure that out, first of all. Probably you know, or if you don't know, you got to find where there are foods that are causing digestive distress. And by digestive distress, I'm talking bowel movement problems, loose stools, gas, bloating, heartburn, any kind of symptoms in the digestive system. Those need to be linked up to foods, and those are foods that need to be eliminated. Simultaneous or parallel with this, you want to start building up the digestive tract, and there's lots of ways to do it. My favorite nutritional supplement for building the digestive tract is the Fucoid Z or the Z Radical. Very important for building the digestive lining. And then for the connective tissue, the deeper part of the digestive tract, you want to think about the glucogel caps. Yes, the same nutrients that you use for arthritis are very important for building the connective tissue in the digestive system, and that can help block or prevent leaky gut syndrome, which sounds like you're dealing with. So glucogel caps, always use your Beyond Tangy Tangerine with the glucogel caps, and that means make sure you're using the Healthy Start Pack, and that includes the Ultimate EFAs. I'd be taking 9 of them a day. Also, if you want to do one more thing, get on the Ultimate Enzymes and take them on an empty stomach. We've talked about this a lot in the past. If you use the Ultimate Enzymes with meals, they'll help you digest your food, your protein, and your sugars and your fats. But if you take them on an empty stomach, they have wonderful, wonderful anti-inflammatory benefits, maybe 3 twice a day on an empty stomach. And it wouldn't hurt you to swig on a little apple cider vinegar after you take your digestive enzymes just to make sure they get activated. And I think that's it. That'll be good for you. And most of all, you want to treat your cyst as a sign that the body is defending itself from something. So Z-Radical or Fucoid Z to build up the lining, glucogel caps to build up the connective tissue, Healthy Start Pack, use the Beyond Tangy Tangerine with your glucogel caps. The vitamin C and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine will activate those. And then Ultimate Enzymes on an empty stomach, maybe a little apple cider vinegar with those. Thanks for your call from Los Angeles, City of Angels, California. Appreciate it. And I don't know if we have time for one more, Doug, before we go to break, or no?
We could get one started. Let's head to Illinois. And Bill, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Bill.
Hi, how are you?
What's up, buddy?
I have a problem with my son. He's developed what we believe is an anal fissure.
Okay, how old is he?
He's 33.
Okay.
5'10", about 200 pounds.
Well, he's eating something that isn't getting along. He's got to figure that out. Something is getting through his system that's inappropriately, and as he passes through his digestive tract, he's probably having problems with loose stools, or maybe even constipation. But otherwise, in some fashion, some kind of food is not agreeing with him, and you got to get to the bottom of that. That's first of all. And there's a couple other nutritional supplements you might want to try. So hang on the line. We'll get to you when we come back. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network. We're coming back with more of your phone calls and more good health information right after this. 831-685-1080 is our priority line number. 888-379-2552. Toll free. Don't go away. We'll be back right after this.
When you perspire, working or playing, your body is losing more than just water. That's why it tastes salty. But what you're sweating out is more than just salt and potassium, as some sports drinks will have you believe. One of the most well-known sports drinks only has 2 nutrients, and it's loaded with sugar. Some have a mineral or 2 with a couple of vitamins. Youngevity's exceptional sports drink, Rebound FX, is chock full of cancer-fighting antioxidants, a full spectrum of vitamins, plant-derived minerals, and herbs. Rebound FX is a highly absorbable liquid supplement that gives you quick, sustained energy. Rebound FX supports cardiovascular health, immune health, and boosts stamina and energy. Don't short yourself during and after your workout with just a couple of nutrients. Drink Youngevity's Rebound FX for optimal health. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
With increasing rates of osteoporosis, it's becoming more and more evident that most Americans have low blood levels of calcium. Some would say,
I get all the calcium I need from dairy products.
Unfortunately, that's just not true. Besides, most dairy products are homogenized and can contain steroids and antibiotics that kill off good bacteria in the digestive system. Not to mention, the human body needs magnesium to make use of dietary calcium. That's why Youngevity developed OsteoFX Plus, containing bioavailable plant-derived forms of vitamin D3, calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, and glucosamine sulfate. OsteoFX Plus is formulated to support healthy bones and joints. Not to mention, OsteoFX Plus tastes great, unlike other products that taste like chalk or dirt. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call your local Youngevity associate, and don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. bidbit.co.
All right, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program, talking to Bill in Illinois about his boy. Yes, Bill, you there?
Yeah,
Illinois? Bill, Illinois.
Yep, I'm here.
All right, Bill. So anal fissures don't just happen. The guy, he has to have something else going on. Problems with stools, hard stools, constipation, diarrhea, Crohn's disease, any kind of bowel issues, bowel disease, intestinal disease issues that you know of?
No, but there is some blood involved.
Well, he's got a digestive problem. That's what he has, okay? So you got to focus on the digestive system. Get him on the Nightly Essence immediately, right away.
Get him on what?
The Nightly Essence, Biolumin Nightly Essence. Call your Youngevity rep. Tell him you want the Nightly Essence, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. Use the Fucoid Z, likewise, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. Get on the Healthy Start Pack. And if he has constipation, the Healthy Start Pack will help him kind of loosen his stools a little bit. And then this is the most important. The supplements are very, very important, but the most important is get to the bottom, no pun intended, of his digestive issues. Look for foods that make the problem worse and then eliminate those foods. If he does a fast, you do a Swear V fast where you just use the Swear V, or if he just wants to fast entirely, that will resensitize his body so that foods that were causing problems that he didn't recognize, he became kind of used to the problems, all of a sudden the problems will become much more significant. He'll notice them more clearly if he takes a couple of days off from food. And by the way, if he does take a couple of days off from food, he's actually going to notice that his digestive symptoms improve, because you can't have digestive symptoms if you don't have any food. So I know that's kind of common sense, but sometimes we don't think about it that way. So fasting for a couple of days, resensitizing his body to foods, do a elimination diet where you start to eliminate foods that cause problems. Use the Biolumin Nightly Essence, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 at night. The Fucoid Z, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. The Healthy Start Pack. And if you want to do one more thing, go get yourself some Bragg's Organic Apple Cider Vinegar and have him do a little swig or maybe a tablespoon or 2 after all his meals. And thank you so much for your call, Bill in Illinois. Hope we helped you out. Let's see who's next on the line. Doug?
Let's head to Florida. And Gabriel, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Gabriel.
Hi.
What's going on? You know what Gabriel means?
Yes, messenger of God.
It means strength of God. Even better. I love that name, Gabriel. It's one of my all-time favorite names. What's going on, Gabe?
I was
Gabriel?
really calling to get a 2-week update for Doc. I've been following I'm over 400, got a lot of issues, diabetes, blood pressure, and of course I'll call back to tell him. But man, the numbers are dropping, the blood pressure is dropping. I don't know what the weight is, but I can tell it's coming off. The thing that I wanted to just ask you today, though, because he told me to stay away from the grains, the corn, potatoes, that type of thing.
Right.
But I was wondering, is cheese allowed with that?
Well, it could go either way. If you're going to do cheese, do Jordan Rubin's probiotic-enriched cheese. Cheese can be very constipating for some folks, but you can't ever tell. You know, cheese is dairy that's being reacted upon by bacteria. And when bacteria react upon the dairy, they change the quality of the dairy. I'm not saying they make it worse or better. They just change the quality of the dairy, and they change it such that you may or may not have a problem. Now, if you have a problem, then you can I would try Jordan Rubin's cheese. And by the way, I don't know if you've had that artesian cheese, but
yes,
it is, oh my God, is that stuff good. Yes. That is amazing, amazing stuff. So have you tried that, Doug, the artesian cheese?
I love the cheddar.
Oh man, is that good. I don't eat regular cheese anymore. So you might be able to get away with it, to answer your question there. You might be able to get away with the cheese. You're just going to have to see how you do, because it could go either way. Hopefully you can, because that stuff is delicious, and it's also really good for you. It's got the probiotics, it's got protein in there, it's got some good fats in there as well. And it is from grass-fed cattle. Jordan breeds his own cattle. Did you know this, by the way, Doug? He breeds his own cattle. Not only is he a digestive system genius who cured himself of Crohn's disease, but he's a cattle farmer on top of everything else who breeds his own cattle that produce dairy without problematic protein. So you may or may not be able to do that. You may or may not be able to use the cheese. Hopefully you can, but you're going to have to see for yourself, okay?
Concern was just making sure that the cheese didn't interfere with the weight loss in the program. That was my...
I don't think it's going to interfere with the weight loss, but you may have a problem with the cheese. I can't tell you. And congratulations on that. That is awesome, and that's what I'm talking about, folks. And that's why I get so mad when I hear the medical model ripping on nutritional supplements. What Doc has been talking about and what Doc has been recommending for decades is the most powerful medicine you'll ever use, non-toxic, and it's the way the Lord intended us to be whole and healthy and healed. That's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, friends. For Doug Winfrey and Doc Wallach and all the folks at the ZBS Radio Network, have a wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.